Well, good morning everybody. It's nearly 10 o'clock and today we have to pack up. We stayed here yesterday because the weather was really atrocious yesterday. It just rained literally all day and I didn't have to get going yesterday. I'm close enough to the car today, just about. But yeah, it's easy enough to still get to the car from here. But it's been blowing a gale, well, not a gale, but it's been blowing quite windily all night. It's been very, very windy. The forecaster said that it's in the 20s, in the 20 mile an hour bracket. So basically we're going to come to, like I said, it's coming up to 10. I could really do with trying to be gone for 12. Should be even I should be able to get going in 2 hours. It shouldn't take more than 2 hours to get going, so that's what we will try. That's what we're going to try and do. So I'm just going to have a first cup of tea. Then I think I'm going to put water on for another cup of tea. And then I think I'm going to have, I'll have some porridge. And then we'll just slowly start packing up. The weight going back shouldn't be too much because I think nearly all the food is gone. You know, I've only got a few crackers left. I've only got I've got about 4 sweet biscuits left, which I will take out and put in the rucksack. And that's it. And then obviously porridge, which I'm going to have in a minute. Other than that, everything's gone. I've still got quite a bit of fuel left, but then it's summertime, so the water boils much quicker, but it's going to be quite windy, I think, pretty much all day. So even going up over the top is going to be quite windy, but I think it's only gusting up to 30, late 20s, very low 30s. So that should be doable. It's been much cooler this time. Whether it's the wind or the rain. I always bring my wind shirt, so I'm glad I brought that. On my last trip to Dartmoor, when it was very warm and no wind, I left my fleece behind, but luckily it was in my sort of carrying bag that I take to the car, and I sometimes just grab a couple of bits out of that at the last minute. Ooh. And I picked it up at the last minute and put it in when I saw how wet and miserable it was, and I'm glad I brought it because last night I wore I wore this and this in bed. I mean, I've not worn my shirt, so you know I've not worn everything that I've got, but because like I said, I haven't worn my shirt that I wear for day. But I've worn pretty much everything else. Wow, some sun. sun, but that wind isn't going to go. We might get a bit of sun. You might get sunstroke, but we're going to get blown. We're going to get blown off the mountain at the same time as getting sunstroke, I think. It's interesting. This grippy thing here, that's, I mean, you can pull it, but that seems to have a pretty good grip on it. It seems to have a better grip than the one at the foot end. Okay, all right. All right, well, I'm going to have another tea, and then I'll catch up a little bit later. Okay, well, I checked the weather station, and it showed a maximum speed of 18 point something, so nearly 19 miles per hour. But I had placed it here, and I'm wondering whether the wind was, the wind to it was being blocked a bit from the tent, because the wind seems to be coming across this way somewhat. But looking around the Atco, it certainly stood up to the winds here of 20 plus. Because like I said, the forecast over there, not up there, but down by the lake, was gusting up to 31. Les has found the water down there. So we've got the porridge on. I'm going to finish that tea. We'll have a couple more cups of tea, and then we're going to slowly start just packing up. Because like I said, the time is 22:11. We could really do with getting up there for, leaving here about 12 anyway, because it's probably going to be upwards of a 3-hour walk back to the car. So we could definitely do with, getting going so we're not too late. It's a couple of hours plus a stop to get home as well, I would guess. But at least today it's not raining. That is a very, very big, that's a very big bonus, I have to say. I'm not in the least bit sorry that I stayed here all day yesterday. It was a really unpleasant day. It was not very nice, and I really just did not see the point in going off and getting soaked, getting into camp wet, and then, then getting up this morning and everything would have been wet. Well, with the clothes that I'd been wearing, maybe I would have dried them out with this bit of wind and everything like I did the other day, but it just wasn't really worth it. It wasn't worth the hassle. It really wasn't. We were just as well off relaxing in camp yesterday. I see Lassie has found, you like that water there, don't you? It's another good reason that we stayed here. And you've got water down there, haven't you, now, with all that rain? It was dry until yesterday with the rain. It's a very popular area around here. There are very, very prominent paths all around, so you've got to kind of come off the path as much as you can, which is not that easy because the paths are everywhere really, but you just got to come off the path and then just like this, just try and find something in an area here between paths that's not too far from the water, and that you can get a flat area, because it's very tussocky and grassy, so you kind of got to just walk around and just look for a little flat area where you can put your tent down. obviously, as always, make sure that you know, other than a flat patch just in there, you know, make sure you take everything with you. Don't leave any wrappers or anything. Just to show you how wet it's been. If you remember when we got here, this was dry. I'm very sure we filmed here at the beginning. There's no real water flowing as such. Can't really see flowing water, but you know, clearly it's rained enough. The lassie now has a paddling pool right next to camp, so that shows how much rain we've had over the last 24 hours. Enough for lassie to paddle in. I think what we're going to do is we'll head straight across there, because the main path is over there, and we may as well pick up the main path and just follow that to the lake, and then from there I think it's pretty easy to get up the top. We'll head up the top. The one thing I forgot to bring with me, and I must admit I'm feeling it now in my knees, is my glue whatever they're called, those joint tablets. I do take one of those a day, and I must admit they do help the knees. And I put them out, and I'm hoping I've just left them in, well, if they haven't left it, I've got more at home anyway, but I'm sure I put them out, and I'm sure I even brought them with me, but somehow I seem to have left them presumably in the car. So I think I'm going to be feeling it in the knees today, because I'm pretty sure they do help. Ground is definitely a little bit wetter. As you can see, that's the main path, you know, just over there. So we really weren't, you know, we weren't far from it. But you've just got to look around and just try and find somewhere to pitch up. I must admit, this is a big advantage of solo tents. You see how much more water there is flowing down that now. It was almost dry 2 days ago, and now there's a very good flow of water. It's so good we can't even we can't even cross it now. But actually we probably could here or there. I mean, it's not difficult to cross, obviously, you know what I mean. I literally mean you can't cross it. Alright, well, there's even, in fact, the path that it would have been pointless crossing it for the path anyway, because the path that we want crossed it there, and I think this is probably the path that we want up this way. Mind you, there probably are a multitude of paths up here, I would imagine. I don't think there's going to be just one corner, one path around here. It's real waterfalls around here today, whereas two days ago it was barely dribbles. Let's see. Come on. We can't stop at every water course, let's see. I put my wind shirt on, but I'll leave it on for the moment. Might not need it, it's quite warm. It's just very, very windy. Like I said, it's a shame the weather hadn't been like this yesterday. It would have made for a nice day, but never mind. You can't have it all. So we've just got a bit of a trek. I guess about 8 or 9 kilometers today. So about double, it's about double what I'm used to. It's just no distance at all, is it? Well, we're about just over halfway up. The lake is just over 600 meters. We're just over 700. And I think the very top is about 800. We're either at the top or near the top. I'm not exactly sure. We're on about 800 meters, maybe a little bit higher there, and I'm not quite sure whether it goes round and over there. I'm guessing that we're going to end up over there, so we've probably got to go down and up. We'll get a better idea over there, but it's quite breezy up here. You know, it's not, I'd guess about 20, something like that. And you've got a nice fit young lady there. Nice view of the lake. Leslie, come back here. Oh. Hello. Yeah, she's fit. Oh, I'm exhausted just watching someone run like that. You prepare for a small sound experiment. I wonder what this could mean. Well, we're at the top of the other side, so you can see the other lake. You can see where we would have camped. Checking the wind speed, and it's pretty breezy. It's not quite 30. It's not quite taking us off our feet. We were camped down there, so we've obviously got to walk around there, down, up the other side, around, and then we'll come down there, and then we'll take the main path down for simplicity, I think. So the highest that we've recorded is 28.8. Breezy enough though. Oof. Okay, well it'll be interesting to see how the microphone deals with this. My hat. We'll just come slightly away from the edge. Just a couple of meters seems to make a bit of a difference there. Oh. But yeah, that was blustery. But not even 30. So, you know, with that pretty strong wind there, and that was not even 30. It's surprising, really. Oh. All right, so we've got this joy of going down and then having to come back up again. Why can't they put a bloody bridge? Surely they could have put a bridge there, or just flatten the mountain so it was nice and flat. Well, it's weird. It's amazing to think, you know, what's it, Saturday now, that Wednesday we were walking up there and camping in that valley Wednesday night, and then Thursday and Friday night we were in the other valley. And now Saturday we've got the long walk back. I'm definitely glad that I stayed, given the wind. We might have found something down in that valley down there, maybe, if we'd have come back, you know, yeah, headed out yesterday, which is partly my plan, was to, you know, sort of head down into that valley, or some of those valleys over there. So those of you that have walked and camped here, obviously that's Linny Fan Fac, Fatty Fan. So probably no Welsh people follow me anymore because I probably offended them all again. But anyone camped behind over there in that valley, I don't know what that valley is, but anyone camped in there, comments below. All right, well, let's I think this side really has a lot of wind. A lot of wind here. There is a path down there that comes up here. It's no wonder I had trouble at Kinder when that wind speed was 50 odd, and I started hyperventilating and had to get off the hill immediately, because even here with nearly 30 mile an hour winds, I can feel it in my nose. It's very uncomfortable. It's okay. It's fine. It's not causing a problem, but I can definitely feel that it's uncomfortable in my nose, breathing. It just feels odd. And here we've got more people heading towards us. We've made it to the top. Lassie, come back here. She knows anyway. We've made it to the top of this side. So the first night we were camped somewhere over there somewhere, and then we followed that path around, and then around the other side. There's a lot of people out today, a lot of people, but then it's a Saturday and it's sunny. Probably yesterday there wouldn't have been anyone here. You can even see the car park, I think, down there. It's pretty full. Just a little respite from that wind there. I was just looking over there, and you've got miles and miles. Well, I got miles and miles, but quite a lot. There's a valley down there that you could park in the spot where I parked, walk up the top, and then just walk down into that valley over there. Must be somewhere to camp down there. And you've got these valleys over there. It's a whole load of areas over there, some bumps and things over there. And it all looks reasonably walkable. I mean, it just looks like this grassy stuff. It doesn't look impossible walking terrain. So I think another time I will come out, park down there, and then just head in that direction, I think, and see what we see over there one day. There's flat valleys through there, water valleys, a valley through there. Looks quite some interesting walking over there. I think I'll have to head over in that direction one day. So slowly but surely we're making our way around and then down. Still a little bit more to go. It's just over 5 kilometers, coming up to 2. So I guess there's probably at least another 2 or 3 kilometers to go, because you've got to get all the way around there. At least 2 more to go, because you've got to get all the way around there and down, and then down that track. One more little view of the lake. You can walk all the way around it. By the looks of it, there is a path that goes all the way around. It's quite dry. Like I said, they're obviously doing something there with a dam of some description. When you look this way, there's more fields and things like that. It's like this is the edge of the Black Mountains. This is like one side, and then when you go over in that direction, that's where you can pick up a lot more wilderness. Well, for here anyway. I mean, it's not exactly comparable to Scotland, but so it's now just really a simple walk. Just still a way to go, but just a walk now. Just down around that path, down there where those people are there. Down to the dam, well, to the left of it. And then take that track all the way down. So I really don't think there's much else to say, you know, up here now. I think I will sign off with this rather beautiful view and just say thank you very much for watching, if you were stupid enough to watch my stuff. And I will see you in the next video. I don't know how editing and catching up's going to go, because I'm quite a bit behind at the moment, but we will get there. Until next time, thanks very much for watching.